All right. Let the audience grow here a little bit. Let's see, we're building an audience for you. It's about time you did something constructive. Let's see. I cleaned my lens, by the way, on my phone, so it should be a little bit clearer. Okay, I'm going to begin this. The description in this video explains what the video is about. In advance, hello to everybody. In spite of the description, I am going to say that I will most likely continue to use this live feed as long as they don't censor it or knock me off the air or something like that. Here's my deal. There were several things come into play with my decision to go this route. Number one is I have many outlets. Hey, Liz, many outlets around the country and around the world, and I get reads, people subscribing, communication, stuff like that, from regular outlets, from regular things. And with Facebook's decision to suddenly become the censor of the world, I am an op-ed writer, and I simply cannot have some kid out in California, hey, editing my stuff. I have editors. I don't need him. Every time I say the word Trump or say anything good or I say a bad word or anything they don't agree with, then they're going to edit it, cut it off, put me in Facebook jail. I spent like one day in Facebook jail so far. But, that's it. The second factor is you go down to the bank. Hey, Don. You go down to the bank, okay, and you got some money in the bank, and I don't care if it's $3 or $3,000. There's some money from something you've done because you wrote something. Google, Amazon, various publishers, stuff like that, and you're happy, and you go down to the grocery store and you buy groceries. Okay. Haven't received any checks from Facebook yet. All I get from Facebook is, would you like to boost? Hello. Would you like to boost this? Would you like to boost that? No, I like honest hits. I don't want you to trick anybody or farm anybody to watch my stuff. If I've got 12 people watching me, that's good enough. There are 12 people that honestly want to see what I got to say. I don't have to pay money for someone to trick me into thinking that I'm getting through when I'm not. Now the other thing is the absolute nitpickery. The constant. Let's say my normal day. I get up about 4:30. And I get up about 4:30. I have coffee and go on the porch when weather permitting, and I'll have a cigarette. And I'll generally wake up in a fog, and I got to get my head together. I'll watch a little news and see what's going on, what's of interest, or I may have some human interest article in my head that I'm working on. Hello everyone. I may have that, and I'll get to working. But by 8:30, I've got to have something on the ball, and I've got to fire it down to Crystal Lee at the Damn Good Times. I've got to fire it out to Salt Lake City for the Trib. I've got to fire it out to all my various blogs, my various personal blogs, and blogs owned by other people, and all that. And that takes till about 8:30. Then I got to start distributing on Facebook. Okay. Hey, Matt. So I start distributing on Facebook, and that takes anywhere 2 to 3 hours. Okay. And all I get is, it's okay. People are reading, and I'm glad to see everybody that reads and everything. But for the energy you put into it. Now, the other thing. I did an article. I did 3 good articles recently. One of them was a rerun called "The Unanswered Knock," "The Unanswered Door." Then the New Baby and the Trip to Bountiful. Excuse me. And then there was one called Cyber Bullies. Now, Cyber Bullies was inspired by the incident with Scott Binsack and the incident of the people apparently communicating with his daughter. I barely glanced over some of it. My inner feelings are this, and I've heard all of the, hello Brenda, I've heard all of the ins and outs and all that kind of stuff. I didn't threaten this, I only said that, you better not use my name, blah, 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 okay. I'm just a simple old boy from Austin. You don't communicate with anybody's 16-year-old daughter, you fool. I don't care if you tell her her hair is pretty. You don't do that. What would you think? I'm 65 years old. What would you think if you woke up and found out that I had been communicating with your 16-year-old daughter? What would you think of me? Okay? You don't do that. You especially don't communicate about political stuff that the little girl has nothing to do with. Okay. Now Scott is wanting to back off of this, but I'm going to say a few things about this, and it comes just from common sense. I went on a certain Facebook site last night. Hello, hi, hey, honey, I'm not doing any threats. Immediately I was jumped on and everything. I'm very articulate. I don't look like it, but I am. I have stood on the Capitol steps in the state of Texas in Austin with the DPS, that's Department of Public Safety, the state troopers, okay, all around me, waiting on me to misspeak, waiting on me to do or say something stupid. I never do. My stuff is filtered through many editors. If I make a mistake, and I don't usually make one because I'm good, okay, I don't usually make one. I'm also, somebody said I wasn't a licensed journalist. Okay, well, I get published. That makes me a journalist. And I'm an op-ed journalist. That means I write my opinion. My opinion. Third thing is I live in Texas. You can't sue a Texan. If you don't believe that, just try. You can get all judgments you want. We just won't pay it. We just don't pay. It's simple as that. And we don't have punitive damages. That punitive nonsense of, well, you cost me so much money and you hurt my feelings. Well, we don't have hurt my feelings down here. The other thing is I'm usually not crude right now. I'm not being crude or rude to any of the people involved in this mirror site. They have a right to do whatever they want to do. The other reason I backed away is there's pending litigation, from what I understand, between Mr. Bensack and whomever these people are. And it's got a lot of, hey, April, it's got a lot of legal ramifications, and I simply don't want to get in there and get involved with the law enforcement. I mean, it's just like somebody sees a car wreck or some cop giving a ticket, and you pull over and say, well, what's going on? You don't get involved. So I'm just going to let that pony run. But as far as I'm not, quote-unquote, leaving Facebook. What I'm doing is I'm dumbing down Facebook because the editing, when they come up with this, they're searching for fake news. Again, let's roll the tape back. I'm an op-ed writer. How do you say what I'm saying is a fake news when it's my opinion? It's just like this guy that shot the ambassador in Turkey. Shoots the man 8 times in the back screaming Allah Akbar, and you got all the intelligence, hey Pam, you got all the intelligence people around the world wondering what his motive was. People in Arkansas chewing tobacco in a barbershop know what his motive was. Children raised by wolves know what his motive was. The wolves know what his motive was. Okay. Now, the other thing is, it's good. Yesterday we had the Electoral College. The Electoral College was supposed to be completely screwed around. Jill Stein, Hillary Clinton, this wetback George Soros, he's all involved in there and all that kind of stuff. Oh my God, it was going to be over and everything. Okay, I watched the Pennsylvania Electoral College. It's the only one I watched because it's the first one that came on. It went for Trump, by the way. When the vote was announced, the peanut gallery sounded like children raised by... the peanut gallery erupted in squalls and crying and all this. I have heard cats screw with more harmony than that. It was funny. And this woman stomping around in the southern, I think it's Arizona, my America, my America. Hey, honey, your America just got voted out of office. Okay? Take a number and go home. And now I've got a friend of mine now that's worried about, will Trump be assassinated? Well, it's always a possibility. Kennedy thought he was on the way to lunch the day he got shot. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think that there'd be a little bit more security than that with all this nonsense going on. But the main thing about Facebook is now, you ladies and guys, if y'all want to use it to share pictures of your granddaughter with your relatives. That's all very fine. I may still even do that with my immediate relatives. But as far as I was getting into, and last night I was going to come back on today and go over to the Mirror site. It's March for America 2016 with no spaces is what it is, which imitates March for America 2016 Space Base. I was going to go over there and talk with them. Not argue, just talk. Reason, I have been in personal communication with some of their members and I hope resolve some issues, But I very quickly saw that the level of animosity and the level of misinformation was incredible. Someone, and I'm going to name you, Lisa, and I just don't know your last name, or I just give it out right here. I'm an op-ed writer, fool. It's Lisa lady said, I was a dirty old man that got run out of the state of Texas by the CPS. No. I voluntarily left Texas in 2011, October 22nd. I went out to be with my son in California, and I ended up hanging out in the desert because that's where I like to be. I've always done that. I like El Paso, too. I've been to northern Mexico. I hate wet, dry, lowland. I love high, hot land. Okay, but the other thing was, because of the investigation, which I was actually no part of, I wanted some peace and quiet, gather my thoughts, and I did. Here I am. Okay. What happened was my daughter-in-law Jackie got crossways with the CPS. They were going to take her 5 children away. She shows up on my porch in Georgetown, Texas, bagging baggage, without her husband, my son. Dad, can I please have a place to sleep? Yes. I was there when this girl was raised, born in Nashville. Okay. I stood by my daughter-in-law. Now, the CPS had nothing against me personally, but they were after her. And they said, if you're going to stand next to her, then you can't have no kids in the house because we're after her. Well, I understood that. The funny thing is now in the last 2 times that we've brushed up against the protective services, both the investigators that were involved, and I won't name them, not because I am scared of anything, but I've sworn to them that I would not name them because it's dangerous for them to be named, dangerous for them to be out front because of the nature of their work and their friends, and I don't want to hurt them. But both of these people have contacted me to locate the kids. I have sat on this very couch right here with a CPS investigator with the children gathered around me. So, Lisa, you're just a goddamn liar. I mean, did I say that right? Did I come out right? No. The CPS did not run me off. Now, as far as being a dirty old man, okay, 65 years old. I've been married 6 times. I haven't had a date since September of 2011. That's a fact. And it doesn't bother me. I like being alone. That's why I like to live in the desert, Death Valley. That's why I like that kind of area, because when I'm alone, I write better. I can drink all the whiskey I want, smoke all the cigarettes I want, and nobody bitches. I've always said, when you have a girl living with you, especially a young girl, no, not 15, don't even go there, Lisa, but a young lady, you get up in the morning, she says, well, what are you going to do today? Well, I don't know, go out there and have a cigarette, write an article. Well, you promised to take me to Starbucks. Well, there's 50% of your freedom gone right there. So you take her to Starbucks, and then she says, well, what are you going to do after this? Well, I thought I'd go home and make me a cocktail and see if I'm working on that article. Well, now, you said we was going to go to Wally World now. Okay, well, there's another 25%. When the day is over, you own 5% of yourself, and she has a headache, so you get no return for the investment. Okay? That's why I live alone. I have a chihuahua right over here. All she ever does is lick her ass and scratch fleas. And she'll eat anything I eat. She drinks whiskey, too. Okay. Anyway, that's my whole thing. I'm not deserting anyone. I will probably continue to do this. This is a good medium. This is a good medium, and I can get my points across. Really, thank you, Sharon. Get my points across, and more directly, because people will come, Thank you. And I'm not going to desert you guys here. Now, on the header of this video is the various links where you can find my articles. As a matter of fact, if you go to any of those links, just about, you'll see it like on the Simple Old Boy Blogspot. I think there's 607 articles there. So you can get a pretty good idea of how I think. It's almost like a book. I need to talk to you, and I get later. Ryan, I want you to email me at wilburlikethepig@yahoo.com. That's WILBURLIKETHEPIG @yahoo.com. And I will give you my number, and you can call me there. Or you can find, I think you can find my number on Facebook. You call me, Ryan, and you know, I don't recognize the file. I will pick up the unrecognizable number and everything, because if you want to talk to me, I'll most certainly talk to you. But anyway, I think this is a good medium right here, what we're doing. I think this is a very good medium, and I like it. It kind of, you know, it smacks of the old YouTube days, and I do pretty good at getting my point across when I'm just talking. Also, if I'm not surfing Facebook trying to answer questions all the time, I'll simply write better. I'll take more time to write, and when I get it up on the various outlets, then I can go on to thinking about tomorrow, the next day, maybe do a show like this, you know, and get straight through to people. The main thing, thank you, Ryan. The main thing is, I say I'm a simple old boy from Austin, but what I mean by that is I step back and I look. I just step back and I think and I look. It's not that I'm stupid, and the people that watch and listen to me, you're not stupid either. But just like this young man that shot the ambassador yesterday, and they're scratching their heads wondering what's going on. Duh. And what the funny thing is a deputy sheriff from Bell County, Texas could have probably prevented that. You know, I mean, that's one reason I'm glad that Mr. Trump is getting in office, is common sense. I watched a documentary last night with a guy named Noel something or other. He's some old economist, an old fart, you know. There you go. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, Alexander. Y'all can go ahead. And when y'all do that email, use subject line live feeds, because that way I'll know it's you and everything, and I'll get back with you, and I will answer emails. Anyway, this economist was explaining about the loss of the American dream and all this kind of stuff. But the thing he said in the end, my man must have died 2 or 3 years ago, but he said that the cost, yeah, something like that, Karen, the cost of achieving the presidential office is you almost have to have the corporations involved, and thereby there comes the corruption right there. The top 0.5% is running the country. He said if anyone ever could do it without that, then the country might have a chance. Well, you might not like his hairstyle, but we got that man. Simple as that. It's simple as that. We got a guy in there that, oh man, you can't count the shits he don't give. You really can't, because it's true. Anyway, I am going to wrap this up, and I'm going to try, each day I'll probably do it. I will keep the live broadcast going, because I like this. I think it's a good thing. Y'all have my email address there, and remember, just put on the subject line, put live feed, and I will. Now, this also, some of the people come up here I didn't recognize, but I want to put an open invitation. Even if some of you persons are with, thank you, with Miss Dana or Miss Lisa, I will still converse with you. I will still answer your questions honestly. I will still try to get through to you. I support March for America. I think I'm one of the directors. I'm not sure. I don't direct very much, but you know, but I do support Scott. And let's get into Scott's criminal record here, okay? Now, I watched all 3 segments of his explanation of his life. I found them to be detailed up front. I saw him tear up several times. He's been through a lot, okay? Compared to my criminal record, Scott looks like a choir boy. I've done some things in my life 20 years ago and more that would curl your hair. Hey, Tanya. I'm going to start emailing you my stuff, Tanya. I'm a Mexican citizen with American citizen, too. I'm a double citizen. I won't tell you how that happened. Okay. Scott wrote a hot check. I assaulted the man with a shotgun. I really did that, folks. I really did that. I don't have a record because that's back in old time Texas, and you know that's just the way it goes. You can Google the hell out of me, and all you're going to get. Well, what you're going to get, I got a huge footprint, but you're going to get. I wrote FU Texas, which I've sold millions of copies of. I've written 5 books, which I've sold a lot of. I've written articles and everything. I've done all that. But you can't judge me by something that happened in 1981 or 93. You can't. But you can judge me by what I'm doing right now, which is accumulation of my experiences and my abilities based on what I've seen and learned. Now, that's how you judge Scott Binsack. That's how you judge him. Okay. He wrote a hot check, went to jail. We're all very impressed down here. Okay. Another thing, and I'm going to address, that people that want to do a forensic audit of March for America. Another thing, I've been a millionaire in the past, and I'm not bullshitting. I owned 3 mansions at one time, and 2 other houses here in Killeen at the same time. I own 3 now. Well, I don't own nothing. All my stuff's in somebody else's name. There's a reason for that. Okay. When you have money flowing through in the millions of dollars or the hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you buy an iPad or you check into Marriott, I never check into the Motel 6. I get a Marriott suite every single time. And when I'm on the Riverwalk in San Antonio, it's the one closest to the river. So I can sit on the balcony and smoke cigars and drink whiskey. Now, somebody goes there and says, "Oh, you collected $100 from somebody, you wouldn't." None of your business. That's my money. I stole it. And actually, I didn't steal nothing. I had owners when I was in real estate get real mad because I own a Mercedes-Benz. I sold 3 million copies of the Killeen National Anthem. I really did that. You know, so don't judge Scott because he's shuffling money around. Just don't do that. If you order a hat and didn't get it, just let me know, and I'll get with them and say, okay, you know, I was I was in the 5th tier of Sears corporate down in Austin. My main job was to settle drop shipment disputes. People couldn't get stuff repaired, issue gift cards, or sometimes a whole new stove or something like that. Scott was sending out hundreds of caps and hoodies and stuff like that. Okay, you might have missed one. But I'll almost assure you, he did not go in that business to steal a cap from you. That's insane. That's insane. You know, if I was doing that, helping him with that, which I'm not, and somebody called me up and said, Wilbur, I ordered a cap from Scott, and I didn't get nothing. It's been 5 weeks. I would send them 5 caps as consolation prize, because that keeps goodwill going. At any rate, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and call this a day, and y'all go ahead and share this because I won't. I'm just going to watch it and go on from there. God bless, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.